our vegetation has gone. We first destroyed with the tobacco. Then when our numbers suddenly increased because of the refugee, it also went up. The third reason is our population is all going up. So you have the tobacco, the refugees, and our population. Everything is impacting on our environment. So now, how do we respond to that as a community university? One of the ways is this book, which is geared towards agroforestry, where you interpret forestry and agriculture. In the past, foresters have not been talking to agriculturalists, but this book is agroforestry, means forestry and agriculture talking to each other.
In Muni, we have combined agriculture and environmental sciences because we are saying it's not good to create a faculty of environment or forestry alone and then the faculty of agriculture. Because agriculture and environment or forestry should not be in competition. They need to be harmonized. When you come to our agroforestry class, we can actually teach you when you say agriculture is the backbone of the country and trees are the lungs of the environment. If we kill all bees in the world, humans will have 4 years to live and they will die. If you cut all trees in the world, humans may have only 80 years to survive. So we can combine this. So we decided now to form a collaboration with ICRAF, and we set out an MOU which commits ICRAF to work with Muni in areas of research and innovation, in areas of community engagement, in areas of generating and disseminating knowledge. Therefore, this book launch we are doing is one of the outputs of that collaboration. How we generate results, how we do research for a long time, and then produce this book. They will tell you, agroforestry is a very complex subject. There are many books that have been presented, but we reviewed what's existing and how that can be brought to a lower level. This book can be read by a primary child, and this book can be read by a university student.
The beauty about the book is its simplicity, the level of simplicity, and that's the reason you shouldn't be surprised to see primary school kids mixing with professors and university students. It's because this book is what unifies us.
We are producing food at the cost of the land, at the cost of biodiversity. And in fact, an awful lot of the apparent cheapness of the food in the world is hiding massive environmental costs and is hiding massive subsidies that have to be put in there. And the world is gradually recognizing that we need to actually start reversing some of the changes that we've made in the way that we use the earth and try to develop agriculture which is equally productive but actually builds on biodiversity. It builds on natural resources. It returns those natural resources to the land. In other words, some sort of circularity in agriculture. Now, one of the ways we can do this is we can try to get back to where we were, perhaps 1,000 years ago, where trees were an inevitable part of agricultural landscapes, where trees provide fantastic services. They keep the water where we want the water. It stops the water running away. It stops the soil disappearing. It adds nutrients to the soil so that your plants grow better. Read the book.
Agroforestry is a key strategy to bring trees back into the landscape, because we can put the trees together with the crops.
Farmers have been complaining when you tell them, why don't you leave trees on your farm? They're like, no. The trees, the kind of crops we have, they do not allow trees to be amidst them. But when you look at this book, you'll see that there are some trees which actually grow together with crops.
In our Vision 2040, we are targeting that by 2040 we should have taken back our forest cover to the levels of 1990. That is to be having 24% of the land area covered by trees.
God created this world very beautifully. That's what the Bible says, that He created it so beautifully. And He handed it over to man. he handed it over to us. And one of the things he did is that he created a garden. And that garden was beautiful, extremely beautiful. And in that garden, there was a tree. And it was a tree of life. And when God mentions something life tied to a tree, we better pay attention to a tree. Say there's life in a tree. Let's pay attention to a tree. And towards the end of the book of the Bible, in Genesis, in Revelation 22, again, God is referring to still a tree. That the leaf of this tree will bring healing. Okay? That's what the Holy Bible is telling us. And therefore, if we destroy a tree, we destroy our soul. We destroy life. Because life is tied to a tree.
By the authority entrusted in me, I now declare the book launched.